Every prophet is sinless. And Hazrat Lut alayhi salam, we say he was a prophet of God. If he was a prophet of God, he is sinless. Could he be cohabiting with his daughters and begetting bastard children from them? The answer is no. But the book says so. Had it not been for the Quran testifying that Lut alayhi salam was a messenger of God, would you have believed that he was a prophet? Would you? A man committing incest with his daughters? No. Can you see now? Nuh alayhi salam. We say Nuh alayhi salam. In the Quran is testified that he is Allah's Nabi. Sinless. But the Bible tells us that he got drunk and he was lying naked. You believe that? Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salam. You believe in him. But his father, Dawood alayhi salam. You know, he goes and commits adultery with Uriah's wife, Bathsheba. According to the Bible, haramkhor, and he had that woman's husband killed, murderer. Would you believe that he was a prophet of God? No. But Allah says so. He is Allah's Nabi, we believe. Allah says it's sinless, we believe. Can you see it? Sulaiman alayhi salam, he had 1,000 wives and concubines. 1,000. And in his old age, he made a temple for the worship of idols for his wives. You believe that? Jesus Christ, you read the Bible. He insults his mother. He says, woman, what have I to do with you? Woman! Huh? Is that how you talk to your mother? You expect a prophet of God to talk to his mother like that? And he describes himself as a wine bibber and a gluttonous eater. And ever and again, according to the Bible, he is ever abusive to his people, the elders of his people. He says, you generation of vipers, you snakes, you hypocrites, you fools, you wicked and adulterous generation, haram khor qaum. You expect a prophet of God to talk like that? On that evidence alone, we would have rejected 100% all the prophets mentioned in the Bible. But because Allah Bari Ta'ala says, look, these were masoom, they were sinless, we accept it. We accept that they were prophets, and the stories are false. We said the stories about them are false. So similarly, about Rama, we don't know what would happen. About Krishna, he could have been a good man. Buddha could have been a good man. But these are stories woven around. Certain personalities, exaggerated, fairy tales and all. So I would be charitable. I can't say that they were prophets. But I said, look, they could have. They could have been chosen by God, because this was long before our Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was born. But as the stories are woven around the prophets of the Bani Israel, similar thing can also happen to the prophets of the Aryans. So from that point of view, as the stories are told to us, we say, now look, these are fabrications, additions, frills are being added, like this Hanuman fellow, Hanuman, the monkey god. See, my neighbor in Verulam, Mr. Naidu of the Divine Life Society, a little older than myself. This man, he invites me to his home for a cup of tea. As soon as I build my house, he calls me. So I go along, sit down in his library, and he had more books on religion than in the Gandhi Library in Queen Street. So when I saw all those books, and being in the Divine Life Society, I'm asking him, I says, Mr. Naidu, this Hanuman, this monkey god, I said, was he a animate creature, flesh and blood, or was he a machine, a robot? So he says, no, he was animate, something like us, flesh and blood. I said, was he alone by himself, or did he have wife and children? So he said, no, he also had wife and children. There was a breed of them. I said, what happened to them? I says, you know what? Today in India, we have hundreds of different breeds of monkeys in India. But there is not one Hanuman breed. This breed is not there in India. And it's not there. This is like an Apollo, like a Hercules. Big thing like that. But with a monkey face and with the tail of a monkey. Not like the vervet monkeys you find in the Burman bush. The little things. No. This is like a giant Apollo, Hercules, like that. What that sing? Tiger sing, all like that, tiger sing. You carry big rocks and put into the ocean. Those little monkeys, while they were throwing those little stones, if there were those little monkeys like the vervet monkeys, still that causeway wouldn't have been completed. So you need somebody big. So I'm asking now, what happened to them? Mr. Naidu, what happened to them? I says, we have a written history. India, 5,000-year-old. So, if a flying saucer came and took them away, it must be written somewhere. An atom bomb fall and destroyed them all, there must be something written in our history. Mr. Naidu, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to look it up for me. He says, yes, Mr. Dirat, I'll look it up for you. After a month, I visit him again. I said, Mr. Naidu, did you find anything? He said, no, not yet. I'll look for it. I said, okay. Diwali comes along, I go again. I said, Mr. Naidu, did you find anything? He says, no. I says, you know what? I said, there was no such thing. There's a Hanuman breed of monkeys. So, but my book says so, it can't lie. I said, no, I'm not telling your book is a liar. Your book is not lying. But there was no such thing as a Hanuman breed of monkeys. So what makes you to say that? I said, you see, if there was such a thing, they would be in the front of our eyes all the time that these are the monkey gods that help our God. Again and again, every time you see, you say, Salam, he helped our God. This guy's retrieved our wife, God's wife. You can never forget. Every time you see them, you say, these are the benefactors of our God. But there's no such thing. You know why? Because there was no such thing. But what about my book? I said, no, your book is not lying. I said, you see, I am an Aryan, my nation. We are the Aryan nation. As Muslims, this is rubbish. It counts for nothing. But to him, I said, look, my nation is an Aryan nation, the master race. And we were looking down upon your people as Vanaras. Vanaras means monkeys. Like the Afrikaner. He calls the African Babujan. So what is Babujan? Babujan means baboon. What is baboon means monkey. You ask him who's doing his gardening for you, he says the Babujan. So who's working in the mines for you, he says the Babujan. But he's talking about the poor African. He's not Babujan. Similarly, we were calling you people Vanaras. Vanaras mean Vandaras. Vandaras mean monkeys. You see? So Rama goes to one of your people, nice people, kind-hearted people, one of your chiefs, your Mkosi. You know, your Mkosi, like Mkosi Buthelezi. He says, your Mkosi. He said, look, man, my father kicked me out of my kingdom, and somebody stole my wife. I want you to help me. Oh, I said, he's happy. He said, look, you give me a helping, and I'll also do that. So he takes his troop of monkeys, and they build a causeway. Right. And they go and get themselves killed, and they did the job. They retrieved Sita. Right. But now, in the mind of Rama, he says he's made a monkey out of the guy. They ate their own food. They slave for 12 years, free of charge. For nothing. They did it. You know, they're such good people, the Tamils and the Telugus. They did the job. So in the minds of the arrogant fellow, he said, we made monkey out of this fellow. We used them and he did it for nothing, everything. His food, his labor, everything. He did the job. And when he went into battle, so many got killed. For what? For a foreign race. So he said, we made monkeys out of them. So that's what the wise man wrote. He says, these Vanaras, these monkeys, these Babujans, you know, the king among them, Hanuman, he was like this and like that, and he did, and he brought his people, and they worked like lightning. So now the artist, there were no photographers there. So the artist now, he says, man, they were Vanaras. But, you know, little Vanaras, like the one in Burman Bush, they can't build a causeway. So you must give them a big build. Tiger Singh size. Everybody. Right? Then he said, but he was a Vanara. So they make a monkey face. And he says, a Vanara, so they give him a tail. But there was no... I said, you know, that Vanara, that Hanuman is you. You. And my God, every learned man I have spoken to, I said, in the absence of another theory, you have to accept my theory, that this is it, that you are the Hanuman breed, you. In the minds of my people, even now, you know, the Banyan, he looks down upon the Hindustani. The Hindustani looks down upon the Tamil and the Telugu. That's what? These are all bloody monkeys, man. So this is what it is, you see. So things like this can happen. You know, over a period, you add frills and you put, you know, give the guy a monkey face and then you give him a tail, all that. But all these things didn't exist. These are the Tamils and the Telugus, poor chaps. They have made monkeys out of them. Free them from that. Free them. And in freeing them is benefit for us. You're actually freeing yourself by freeing them. And once you allow them to be Christianized, I tell you, you know, the respect that they have for us. At the moment they have respect. The Hindu has respect. I'm not talking about your competitors in the lakhs. That's different. I'm talking about the ordinary man, the ordinary Hindu, the Tamil, the Telugu, the Naidu, the Pillai, the Governor, the Mudli. He has got respect for you. As soon as it's Christianized, finished. Now he wants to make nest in your head. Now he knows you're going to go to hell. At the moment that the Sulla fellows go, ask him. And I'm telling him, and he agrees. I said, look, ask your father, your grandfather, if he's still alive, that if he needed 5 pounds in the good old days, and there's a Hindu shopkeeper and there's a Muslim shopkeeper, who will you go to? No hesitation. He said, he'll go to the Muslim, Sulla fellow. I said, what for? Why Sulla fellow? Why did you go to the Hindu? I said, no. You know, they know. I said, the Sulla fellow is all right. He can't say no. He's got respect for you. Why don't we, you know, use that respect to bring them in, make them our brothers? Instead of waiting for our daughters to convert them, why shouldn't we convert them?